Alright, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be working this broken piece that I picked up from one of my last napping sessions. It was on the floor. It is Georgetown. Somebody snapped it in half. It's a pretty good job. I mean, it's already thinned out somewhat. So my job with this piece is to try to make an arrowhead, a nice point for some jewelry that I'm trying to make. So I will be trying to shape it. And I know a lot of the work was done on this piece, but I still have a lot of work to do on it. Still have to drive off flakes and thin it out and shape it. Alright, so I'm trying to drive some thinning flakes. I have an idea of a point, but I'm not going to worry about that until it's as thin as I really need it. Got to remember too, I don't need to hit it as hard. These flakes like to drive on their own if the angle's correct. See what I mean? Just tilting up slightly. Nice easy hit, drove off a nice flake. Let's try that again. A little bit more aggressive. I didn't need to be more aggressive there. All right. So having some decent success working someone else's point already. Like I said, this is just thrown on the floor. Like it was just going to be thrown away. So why not use it? Start to work this back end a little bit. I'm just trying to zigzag this corner best I can. Just knocking off. I'm just trying to zigzag it and knock this bulbous area off. Trying to run some flakes if I can, little ones like that across it. Just like that. So now that I got to about right here, I'm going to switch over, start from this. I try to work it in, see if I can knock off some of this. You guys can see that. We're getting close. We still got to knock off this part right here. So I'm actually going to try hitting right here on this corner. And it's getting smaller. I could go again. Now I got another low spot. All right. So I just worked my way around. And now I'm going to braid the whole thing. I do have this fan right here blowing right beside me. It's a cool little portable fan I bought. Just charge it. Lasts between like 4 to 6 hours just to blow the dust away. Kind of keeps it away from me. Alright, so let's study this. Try to pick some low points here to try to drive some flakes. Look at that right there. When they run and they're good, life is good. Just like that. Little flakes are good too. So I'm taking opportunities when I see them, when there's a good little platform set up. And I'm just kind of parallel on my rock, and then I'm just tilting up just a hair. It's knocking off little flakes. There we go. So this was that back end right here. There's plenty of opportunity to thin the back end. I just gotta make sure I hit it right. I'll take that every single time. Take that every time if I can get one of those. Little tiny flakes. Just helping me thin it out. So I really don't, actually I said at the beginning I think I have an idea of what I'm going to do. I actually don't. So I'm going to just try to thin it out, and then I'll worry about that after. Trying to take off a lot of this bulk. I'll show you guys right now what I mean. So if you look at this piece right here along this, there's some bulk there. So I'm trying to run flakes to try to thin up this whole piece. Was waiting to get that one. I still got to hit right in here. See all this? So I'm trying to find a good spot. To get to it. That was a good one. Yeah, see, I'm just too aggressive. I just got to kick back and just have a good strike. Not like that. That was horrible. All right, let's clean this up. Let's do a center line. Let's get it all going a little bit better than it is. It looks kind of chunky. So I'm trying to take a piece that was broken by somebody else and trying to change its energy and trying to change the whole vibe of it. And right now, I mean, some of that broken energy, I guess, is still in this piece, but I want to change it. Got to be positive here. And try to get a nice piece out of it. All right. Just trying to clean up this edge. It's kind of off. All right. So here we go so far. It is thinning out pretty nicely. Still got quite a bit of issues, but I think it's okay. I think we can get a lot of them now. Try some long flakes. Let's try to bring this guy back here. I was a bit aggressive there. I really want some of those problem areas gone, so I'm hitting them pretty good. Got it. Got it, got it. Let's try and take that off, because I can still get this from this side here, which is what I will do. Once I raise this center line, I'm going to try to attack some of this bulk on the back end. So I'm going to try to take a good flake here. So I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive than normal. See if you guys can see that. I was a little bit aggressive on that one. It's right there. Knocked it off. I'm going to try to take another one right here and run it off. Same thing. I'm going to be quite aggressive on this. I wanted to take this step off, and I was able to drive this most of the way. And I could still hit it right here. Drive a little one through, not as aggressive. Just like that. Didn't go all the way through, but that's not horrible. So let's check the thinness right now. I could probably take this off of pressure flaking, but I'll still try to get it on camera for everybody. All right. So there's only a few areas left that I'm really concerned about. One is right here and driving some of this off. So right here, you see this bulk? So I want to try to drive a flake right in between that. And I have a small little platform right there to work. I'm going to be really aggressive. I could snap the piece in half, but I've been aggressive this whole time towards the back end of this video. Might as well continue it. Nope, got to raise the center line first. If I want to get to the flake that I really want to take off. Got to give myself something to grab. So here we go. I have a spot. It's a good spot. Look at that. We got a lot of that off. I went across. Now I got to go through here. If you guys can see that. There's a platform right there. It's lower on the low end. I'm going to try to drive all this off. Right. Let's see if I can take some of this off here. Just a little pick. Could probably pick some of that off. I could probably pressure flake this off right here. You guys can see this. I could probably pressure flake this off if I try. So now I'm looking at it. We're fairly thin here. I mean, check that out. We were kind of bulky initially. You guys seen the start. We're really thin. I'm actually, there's not too many crazy spots on it. Just little spots here and there to knock off. Nothing too dramatic. And then I'll be cleaning it up. Straightening it out for sure. Make a little point. I just kind of straighten it out right now. Little choppy hits. Made a lot of mistakes early on in this point, this particular point, and was able to fix some of them. All right, the rest is pressure flaking. So check that out. We're gonna move on to pressure flaking. So we have this pretty thin. Let's clean it up and let's make a finish point. All right, so I've been looking around for points and I'm trying to find something that fits this flake style, because this was a flake. So if you look in here, see this particular point, I believe I can make it. This is a Basel notched mid woodland 2000 to 1200 BP, Colorado, Pennsylvania. So this is a Pennsylvania point, and oddly enough, this point is probably going to Pennsylvania because it's going to be going to my uncle. So if I can clean this up, I'll be notching out this back end also. And if I go this way with it, it's actually a pretty good replica of that point already. So I'm gonna probably straighten it out though. I'll probably straighten it out. And let's get to it, everybody. So I'm gonna keep this over here on the side of me. So this book right here, if you're interested, I bought it online. It has so many different types of arrowheads in it. I'm based in California, so it'd be nice to get one that has California points. But if anybody can recommend a book out there that has California points in it, you know, I'd be more than grateful to know about it, so I can go ahead and make some of the points from my area. All right, let's get our gloves back on, and let's get a nice finished clean point here. We struggled early on, and let's go ahead and finish off strong. So let's do a little pressure flaking and clean this bad boy up here. Hopefully everything goes well. If I need to drive longer flakes, then I'll drive some longer flakes. That was a good one right there. So to drive these flakes, I'm actually like trying to find like one of my ridges that are lower. I'm pressing in and then pushing down. Sometimes I do choppy flakes, depending on what is needed. Whatever makes my center line, you know, look better. Doesn't want to take. It doesn't take, so I'm going to actually try to get it from just there. It is. Pick a different spot. Okay, so I got a real smooth pressure flaker. Has no grab. Let's give it some tooth. See if it grabs better. Yep, there we go. So I'm just going around and cleaning up this center line. So you can see the center line right here. Kind of goes down, comes up, down. So I'm just cleaning that up right now. You guys can see that looks a lot better. Still needs some work, but we'll get to it definitely. All right, right here could probably run a flake. If you guys can see, it's a little lower, just like that. Right next to it, right in here. So if you guys are new to my channel, I make my pressure flaking pads. It's made out of wood. This particular one I think the wood needs to go right up against the leather. A little bit closer in here, and then still keep this, but make it a little shorter. That way it seems a little bit big for my hand, but overall it's definitely been doing the job. And I like it because I designed it, and it's a laser engraved file. I can make these anytime I want. Center line's off. Just fixing it. I still got some low spots and some high spots, but I'm trying to work my way out of those. So I know this part is like the, how do you say it, the tedious part to kind of watch. I normally don't speed up the video, but maybe I should, who knows. So my shape's still off. This one is nice and round, so this one's gonna have to come in and meet it nice and round, and then this is close to where it needs to be. So we're getting close. You know, I'm just trying to drive some of the flakes that I need ahead of time. So I'm going to go in here. I think I need to go and take some of this point off. Bring it in on one side. I will turn it and then bring it in on the other. Move the point over. So now it's starting to meet where it should meet. All right, I think we're ready for another abrade. You know, this is my process to clean up, you know, to get to a finished point. You know, the abrader is good to help shape. To a certain point. I sometimes will use a file. See how that is cleaning up. We're starting to get a center line. I know I still got to take some of this out of the tip. So this piece has some little bit of issues that I want to try to address if I can. There's a couple little tiny step fractures that are right here and right here. So I do want to take those out, and if I can, I'm going to try to slightly bring this in and up to see if I can possibly get to them. Knock that tip off. That was good. No, not the whole tip, but just the bulkiness. That was a good little flake. All right. So I don't know if I'll actually be able to get to all that, to this, if you guys can see this. There's a couple little steps in there. It'd be nice to get them out. I got to hit behind it here. Let me set this up. Maybe I can get lucky. Maybe I'll snap it off. Who knows? I created a tiny little platform right here, if you guys can see. So if I turn it around, it just got a little lower right in here, right there. So I'm going to try to hit right here and try to knock off that step fracture. So wish me luck here. So I'm going to use indirect percussion for this. I'm going to try to just knock off. I'm going to try to just knock off the littlest amount. Let's see if I can get it. All right, I'm set up here. So we're trying to knock off this. Focus. We're trying to knock off this, so I'm going to go in behind it here. I hope that it works, because I did set up a cool little platform for it. Let's see if I got it. So there, let's see. I went behind it. Focus. I didn't get all of it, but I went behind it and I took off some of that. So I think I can come in here from this side and maybe actually get to it. Nope. Trying to work it, trying to work it. I'm just taking off the smallest amount. I really want to get it off, but I know it's so minute. I'm being picky. I'm being picky even though I'm new. All right. I could probably get that with pressure flaking. Or give it one more strike. One more. I'm going to go right under it right here. Got it off. See, focus. Took it off right there. Check that out. Not bad, not bad. 6 months in, not bad. Let's clean it up and get this one done. Electrical. This tip's a little on the low side, so we're gonna raise it up a little bit. Sorry for that little pause in talking there, my bad. So I'm just trying to make it even. So this is, I know I could probably go a little bit flatter right here. I'm taking off the smallest little flakes. I'm actually not trying to sharpen it. I'm just trying to even it out. I think the cleanup is as important as making the whole piece. Like I usually spend quite a bit of time on this cleanup, even though I'm new. I taking my time on this center line, so taking my time on straightening this out. You know, on the overall appearance, I think it matters pretty significantly. So I'm not done with this. I'm not out of the woods yet, but I'm getting close. I really want to get this point to a point, like to match the other side. All right, here we go, everybody. We are on the, it's not perfectly clean, but it's pretty nice. You know, I'm pretty happy with it. We're gonna do the final little cleanup, and then we'll get to, actually, we're gonna get to the pressure flaking right now. So we're gonna notch out the back. We're gonna just do some, hopefully some round notches in the back. So I'm gonna pick a spot here. I believe we're gonna go here. And just kind of work our way around. So I know I'm using this. Sometimes I turn it like this. Just depends on what's comfortable for me at the moment. So I do have some area to work with because I am making these round. Just like this. Might go a little bit more. Pretty happy with that. Let's see that. We're going to do a matching one on the other side, hopefully. So we're going to start somewhere right in here. We're almost there. We're not quite. Hopefully I didn't go grind too much down on this where I can't get any other further flakes. All right. I think I could get in from this corner right here. So here. So right in here. So I'm going to try to take this piece off here. Hopefully it'll allow me to do some of that. There we go. Got some of that. Let's see if I can get back in here. Ooh, that was risky. That was a little risky, I have to admit. Clean this up. All right. So here we go. Now it's just a little final cleanup. Squaring it off. I haven't sharpened it yet. I will sharpen it on video right now in a little bit. Let me just get these last little pieces here. Just raising it up, trying to even it out. I really like doing the cleanup with the steel. So it looks like we could probably take some of this edge off. There we go. We're really trying to match it up. So this line I want to be, this is going to be a little shorter than this. So I'm trying to match it up lengthwise. Do a really refined cleaning on it eventually. So this needs to be slightly brought up without losing too much of the corner. Just like that. So shape wise, let's see if we came close. I will sharpen it right now, but let's give it a good go. So we are trying to match that point right there. I'd say we're pretty close. I'm going to get this ready in my hand, and I'm going to go through and I'm going to take a small flake evenly spaced all the way down. So that's what I'm going to do right now. You should hear it pop. Should be taking off really small flakes. Hopefully you guys can see that. So I did one side. I'm going to actually do it to the other side also. And I'm just making small serrations. I'm not making huge ones. Depending on the kind of look you want, you can make really sharp points. I'm just barely taking off. Okay, so now I did that whole side. So now I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to do another run, and I'm going to do it in between. And also take the opportunity to clean up my line. If it's grinding, then it should be popping off little mini flakes like that. Hopefully you guys can see that. So I'm just going to fix my tip. And I'm trying to make it, as far as for me too, like I want it to be kind of more like aesthetically pleasing also. So if I have to go in and clean it up a little finer, I will. It just depends on what you guys like. That point got a little low. There we go. So it's got a tiny little step right there, but to me, if you see it from the side, it's not horrible. It's not too bad. I happen to like it. Let's turn it over. I like this side a little bit more. So there's the original image and there's our point. Let's look at it from the side. Pretty nice. Hopefully you guys like it. Please like, please subscribe, check out my channel, check out my other videos, and I will see you later. Have a good day.